Well, good evening. Second time in one day from me and my... But look at him pulling faces. Oh, you make me hoot, you do. I don't know why it's... Are you getting worse with old age, Charlie? Oh boy. No, I'm sat here. Because as I said to you earlier, oh dear. As I said to you earlier, I'm going to start going through the bigger kits that I've got. Not the figures, because the figures are just brush painted. But the bigger kit figures, like the vehicles and everything. And I'm going to get out the instruction sheet and I'm going to look at what paints they need. And then the main colours I'm going to get in the airbrush equivalent, so I've got them here and they're ready to go. So if I think, well, I'll make so and so model, I've got the paints ready to go. That's my idea behind this. Oh, quickly, I give the Dutch a good bash today. All the black is now done. So black boots, black backpack, black blanket roll, cartridge pouch and shako. One or two of the blanket rolls I'm going to do in a different colour, just to give it a bit of a sort of campaigny look. But that's a black base colour done anyway. So that's that. But I'm now starting to go to the models, bigger models. And since I last went through my stash pile, which is videos and videos and videos ago, if you go through my back catalogue you will find it there, the stash pile. I bought a whole load of other stuff since then, so I thought we might take a look at one or two of the models whilst I'm dragging them out, so to speak. Anybody remember this? FX Strong Point. And the walls of that, you see, I can put the spray brush over that and just spray brush it whatever colour it recommends there. I'll blast right over it with the airbrush, then you can dry brush it with something, get it done. Should be quite a straightforward model to do. And here's, albeit a modern reissue, that's the Desert Outpost. So again, you can probably whack over that with an airbrush and then some dry brushing and so forth. Yeah, nice model, nice model. Really looking forward to getting stuck into this. That's why I'm making such efforts to get this infantry finished, really. There's only another 7 units after this loaded Dutch. There's only another 7 units of infantry, and then that's it. We can leave it go for a while, the Napoleonics. And it'll be nice to get out of the Napoleonics, like I was saying to somebody earlier. It'd be nice to get out of the complex uniforms and stuff, and paint something a bit simpler on the mind, you know. I've actually got 2 of these. So again, whatever green that is they recommend, and just blast the whole thing with the airbrush, blast right over the top of it, and a bit of weathering or whatever. But yeah, very nice, very nice. And just to sort of offset that, I suppose, I'm actually, somewhere in the other room there, I've got a tiger as well. I suppose if I've got a tiger tank, I should stick Michael Whitman in it. Really. Befitting the guy that he was. So that's nice. Again, that camouflagey pattern there, ideal for airbrush. So I'll get all the instructions out of these in a minute with a cup of tea, and jot down the colours, and then I'll go online and I'll just order them. And now this, I'm glad I bought this, but it's just sort of slightly the wrong time period. It's sort of my fault. I saw it and it was at a good price, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll buy that, and that's that. Patent tank. But that didn't come out till about 1946, something like that, so it's slightly after the war. But what the hell, we'll build it and we'll stick it on the gaming table anyway. What the hell. I won't say nothing if you don't. But we've also sorry, I got some kind of frog in my throat, or a toad or something. I've also got a lot of small things, smallish things as well that need to be airbrushed. Again, you can put them together and just back it with the airbrush. BMW, well, one's BMW, one's a Zundap. Yeah, very nice, very nice. See, here's a Russian equivalent, or combination, Russian combination. So we'll just get whatever green that is. Looks a bit sort of like military green, and we'll just blast right over the top of it with the airbrush. I'm looking forward to having a go with this airbrush. I haven't fired it up in anger yet, so I don't know what it's going to be like. My airbrushing skills are sort of non-existent at the moment because I've never used one before, so I don't know whether it's as difficult or as easy as people make out, airbrushing. I know not. I have an idea, because there's no figures with that, so I have an idea how to get some figures from somewhere and stick in that. But again, eBay, but again, green, spray it over. That's the theory anyway. Now here's something you couldn't paint. I don't think you could get away with painting by hand. That's Hitler's staff car. Daimler-Benz touring wagon. So you're going to want to go over that with gloss, black gloss. So I don't think you could paint that with a brush. Brave man who tries to paint that with a brush, with gloss. Oh, stop it. I think if I'm right in saying, looking at this, Hitler's, one of these, didn't have them lights on the front. I think if you want to make this authentic into the Führer's staff car, then you've got to leave them off. I think I'm right in saying that. But that's a nice model. It's a very nice model. We'll have a quick look at that inside. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. This is going to be a very nice job. This. Yeah. Looking forward to that very much. I only hope when I get around to doing that, I can do it justice. I hope. I may leave that until my airbrushing skills are such that I can do it justice. We'll see how we get on with airbrush. Well, I bought American tanks and German tanks. I thought not to leave the Russians out. Soviet heavy tank. Right, again, very nice looking model. So, I did say to you, I said a while back in one of my videos, I was short of Soviet troops. I've got quite a lot now. I've been picking them up on eBay. So, it's not something the 132 scale big figures, it's not something I tend to buy now, the Airfix ones. It's not something, because I have so many. I have absolute bags and bags of the things here now. So I don't tend to pick them up now. I've just about enough of everything. I mean, particularly Nazis. I have, it must be 4 or 5 big bags like that, cram full. So you aren't going to use that many in a game. You'd need a hell of a gaming table to use that many Nazis. So I don't pick them up now, but I got enough Soviets now, so that tank will go with the Soviet stuff and the combination that you just saw. And the German equivalent. Again, just grey paint and just spray the entire thing. I believe that comes with figures. I don't know. I would hope it comes with the figures. No, it actually doesn't. That's a surprise. That's it. That's all there is to it. It actually, looking at that is almost like, is it all there? But I guess it must be. I guess it must be. I can't see no real motor to it or anything. Where's the motor to this thing? Oh yeah. So that's a shame. No. Yeah, no figures. Oh, that's a disappointment. So that's a bit misleading, isn't it? Showing you that. And you get no figures. I mean, they're easily obtainable. Figures are easily obtainable, that's no problem. I possibly even got spare figures here. But it's just more expense, isn't it? But anyway, still a nice kit. What company made that then? IBG Models. I've got 3 or 4 of these from different companies, because they're always useful for patrols and all that sort of thing. And finally, something that's definitely going to need to be sprayed, if I can get it. You couldn't really paint this by hand, although somebody would turn around and say, well, I could probably paint it by hand. Well, I mean, you could paint anything by hand, but you probably wouldn't get a decent finish on it. So, and that is actually a 1:32 scale, which is sort of handy. So that's going to take me a bit of building. I don't think I've even opened this. No, I've not even opened it, looked inside it. I've had it here for I don't know how long. I've not even opened it, so I'm going to have to open it in a minute to find out the colours that I need for spraying it. But there you go. That's a little look at some of the other stuff that's in the stash pile. I'm now going to get a cup of tea and write down the paint numbers, and I'll go through the rest of the stuff possibly tomorrow. I'll see how I feel and how I get on with those dots, because that's the most important thing, is get this 1/72 stuff finished. Oh, I tell you something, excuse me just a second, I'm going to nip in the other room, pick something up a minute, I'll show you something. As I was going through getting them boxes out, the heaps and heaps of stuff that's in there, I found, I don't know whether I showed you these on a previous video, I may have done, forgive me if I did, but I looked at these and thought how absolutely fantastic. These are, I bought these specifically to go with the Robin Hood stuff, which at some point we'll have a go at the Robin Hood stuff. Look at these. Medieval Peasant Army by Zvezda. Some absolutely cracking looking figures. Absolutely fantastic. I'll open them up and have a look. And you know what's nice about these? They're not in that awful blue plastic that Zvezda like to use. I hate that gaudy cobalt blue plastic. I absolutely detest that. Look at these. Look at these. Absolutely. Absolutely exquisite. I think my mate's just fallen over. Charlie, can you... Trying to get on camera. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely wonderful. And you get some weapons with arms there, I noticed, so you're going to have to fit them. Oh yeah, guy there, look, so you need to fit that. That's nice. That's nice because you can vary, so you can vary the figures a little bit. Yeah, so you get 3 sprues like this and one little bitty one. Possibly, if I was totally honest with you, I would like to see a few more archers. You only get 3 archers per box, which is... But I suppose, peasants being peasants, I suppose they couldn't all afford luxury of such things, archery bows. But very nice archer with long bow. Hardly any flash on these figures whatsoever. I mean, looking at these in this, I know it's not great light here, but looking at these figures in this light, I can't really see that I'm going to need to do any trimming to these at all. I mean, they're one of the most flash-free sets of figures I've ever come across. I mean, they're just absolutely crisp as you like, unbelievable. It's going to be so nice with these, it's just like taking them off the sprue, just a quick once over, just check, and then wash them and undercoat them, and away you go. You're not going to be able to, not going to have to sit there for, like, in some cases all day trimming excess plastic off the bloody things, which is just such a drag. It's just such a drag. These are absolutely fantastic. The facial detail on some of these figures, I mean, you're not going to be able to see it on this iPhone camera. The facial detail on some of these figures is absolutely superb. I mean, I gotta be honest, now I've worked this box out and started to look at it, I gotta be honest and say this is one of the best sets of figures I've ever come across. Absolutely terrific. These are going to look mightily good painted up, I can tell you. And they'll look fantastic with the Robin Hood stuff. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I can imagine, I'm going to check in a minute, I can imagine these will score very highly on Plastic Soldier Review, because I think these are absolutely terrific, absolutely fantastic. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble now, and we're up to nearly 25 minutes. So, lovely to be here as always. Usual rules apply, you know what I'm going to say. Thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, all that stuff. I'm going to get a cup of tea and work through these instruction sheets now. Yeah, see you on the next one.